By the way, Josh McDaniel, is it Josh Daniel? Josh McDaniel.
Josh McDaniels.
He will be the head coach at the Bucks next year. Let me go back to that for momentary. But
okay.
Detroit, my goodness. Matthew Stafford. You talk about guys who are snake bit with bad luck. I mean, the guy has talent. He has skill. And all he does is get his brains beat out.
So why would the Bears want Patricia when they could have Jim Caldwell? the old Lions coach before him and Colts coach. Remember him? Yeah, let's go out and get that guy.
Well, and Caldwell was basically the winningest coach they've had since who? I mean, it's been forever. But Caldwell, they actually were in positive ground for a while.
At least to be fair to your point, Caldwell, I think you have to go back to the 50s. He's the last Lions coach to have an above 500 record when he was terminated. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
I don't know. It's
to be fair to your point on Patricia, the main reason he got fired, the final showcase on Thanksgiving, it was on full display.
Right, that's it.
And again, this is similar to the Bucks Chiefs game. You have Will Fuller, who unfortunately for the Texans is now out for the rest of the season with a drug, I think, doping problem. Anyway, Will Fuller, he runs a 4.3. They have a DB with no safety help on one of the touchdowns. And it's just like, that guy's not going to be able to cover him. And Deshaun Watson could throw it deep. And then the second touchdown by Will Fuller was a trick play where Will Fuller was just sitting like 15 yards up the field, wide open. No one covering the most dangerous receiver on the team. Even on a trick play, that guy should never be forgotten.
I mean, you wonder what's going on with guys anymore.
Yeah.
Of course, what struck me about this weekend, it was the COVID weekend.
Yeah.
And apparently Pittsburgh and the Ravens will play Wednesday, and then they'll play their games on Tuesday of next week or whatever. Because
no, it's a triple header on Monday.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. ESPN cannot be happy with that because I don't know what their game is off the top of my head, but it's just like you pay all that money and you keep on adding, things for eyes to stray to.
Right.
Yeah, I think they get the Jets in Atlanta.
and don't look now, guys, but the Giants are in first place.
Yeah, but they just lost their QB.
They could still win the NFC East.
Oh yeah, no, I agree totally with that.
The one team we can eliminate, and it's crazy to say this because all of them are bad. I say you can eliminate the Cowboys because that game on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that was death.
I mean, think about it. That game was, I think it was a 4-point game in the fourth quarter, and in the shadow of their own goalpost, they ran a trick play on a 4th and 10. They were stuffed, and then the very next play, Gibson scored a touchdown, and then it just avalanched after that, where Montez Sweat returned to INT, and then Gibson scored another touchdown. And then both Martin and Cameron Irvin got injured, and they're probably out for a long period of time. And obviously, we're at the end of the season, so that's it. It's a wrap.
Do you guys think McCarthy's a one and done as the head coach there?
No, I don't. I don't think Jerry Jones' ego would allow him to
make a mistake.
Yeah, at this point.
I don't know. I think he might do it to do it.
I think the only caveat, I'll agree with Lugs up until this point. And I think the answer is no on this. So I think I agree with Lugs that McCarthy, if they can get Lincoln Riley.
Why would Riley want to do that?
I agree with you. I think that's why it's a no. It's like, I think Lincoln Riley understands, like, I'll come coach the Cowboys when you're dead and Stephen Jones is running the Cowboys. Until you're 6 feet under, I am not coming close to that team.
Right, because whoever's the coach there, they don't have a shot. It's Jerry Jones.
Yep.
It just is.
So,
I mean, I don't think Mike McCarthy's a great coach, but he's a coach that will say, yes, Jerry.
He wears a nice sweater vest, though, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
So,
by the way,
yeah.
Could somebody please explain to me Anthony Lynn. What was going on? Those San Diego had a shot, and they do a running play with 16 seconds left with no timeouts. It's like, no, you throw that ball twice. I mean, and I do not get it. I think San Diego will be the best coaching position open because you got a great quarterback. They've got a good defense. So when they move him out, they got to move him out. Sorry. You can't mess up like that. This is professional football.
See, that's why we do this show, is because of that commentary right there.
Actually,
that man there.
Lugs nailed it. This is a check. It was unfortunately that game was a spotlight. Not to say there wasn't other instances where it's just like that was another spotlight game where it's like Anthony Lynn, you have this transcendent, like it's him and Joe Burrow are these two transcendent rookie quarterbacks. And you can even make a case Herbert was playing better. I mean, I think you really could make an easy case, but like he always wants to, like in these like third and shorts, he wants to go to running backs behind a bad offensive line. And you're like, what are you doing?
Right.
You have an elite receiver. You have a good tight end in Hunter Henry. You have a big target, Mike Williams. You have Austin Eckler, who's a great receiver out of the backfield. Herbert can obviously run. Give them the opportunity to run for it. And then that play at the end where they try to run it in with like 20 seconds, like this is the most mind-boggling what is going on here type situation.
Oh, yeah.
And I agree with Lugs. Like you look at that roster, and obviously they've had injury problems and stuff. Like they have Joey Bosa, and then they have Derwin James. Hopefully we can get healthy. Is a special talent at safety. And then you look at all the pieces they have on their offense. Yeah, it should be one of the most coveted. It probably will be the most coveted coaching opening.
So give me an over-under. How many coaches are gone after this year?
Well, Gase for sure.
Nagy.
Nagy.
I think Nagy is. Yeah.
McCarthy and Lynn. And you got Patricia already. That's 5.
And O'Brien earlier.
Wait, yeah, O'Brien. We already lost him, right?
Yeah, and also I think you're going to lose the head coach Doug Marrone in Jacksonville because they let go of the GM David Caldwell. So he should be gone.
Gosh, we're up to 6 or 7 now.
Yeah.
Obviously won a Super Bowl, but I know how Lugs feels about this team. I will say this. The way Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz have played, I mean, I don't think they get let go after this year because they've made the playoffs a few times, but like it's always like they stumble in, and like you just kind of look at like how this team has devolved over multiple years at a Super Bowl.
Wentz has a quarterback rating of like 70. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. Yeah, they have to. I mean, put in Jalen Hurts. At least he can run the ball and be entertaining. Something.
Dave said they're going to feature him more. So,
yeah. Well, I don't know.
I will say this real quick. One person who won't get fired, obviously because they just hired him, so it's usually not a good deal. But Kevin Stefanski with the Browns.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, 8-3.
8-3.
I mean,
finally hit on something.
Close against the Jags team, like they should have beat, but still, regardless, a win is a win is a win. So
even with Baker Mayfield at QB, I mean, they somehow figure it out. But
they can't throw the ball really much at all.
The Chubster,
exactly. Chubb and Hunt. Hey, it's good to have a formula. All good teams have a formula. That's just ground and pound.
Well, it is. I mean, if you run, you win. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty simple stuff.
Ask Tennessee.
Right.
I mean,
that's why they put him in a 22. He's easy to find. There's 2-2. That's him. I'll give him the ball. Yeah.
My main takeaway from the Tennessee Titans game is this. Man, DeForest Buckner, he was on the COVID list for the Colts, their defensive line that they traded for the 49ers. Man, he's that big a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And who was the other, the defensive tackle?
Ricky. No, I think it was a linebacker, right? Or who's that?
Yeah. Anyway, the 2 run stoppers were on the COVID, but still, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered, man. I mean, seriously, Derrick Henry's coming at me. I'm going to make this all out kind of flailing motion, but I'm going to hide down in the dirt as deep as I can get.
Yeah.
And just say, thanks for not killing me.
You're just going to say ole?
Oh, I'm not. Yeah. I'll go Spanish. I'll go French.
Oil
Ooh la la.
Oh, yeah.
I think if they go on to win the Super Bowl, which I don't think will happen, but, Titans got a chance. I think more teams need to stomp on opponents' logos at the 50-yard mark, because I think that was their turning point. Their turning point was going to Baltimore and, pissing off Ravens. And that's what's galvanized them, brought them together as a family. More teams need to do it.
So surprises have to be the Ravens in one direction, the Browns in the other.
Yeah. If you really look at it, there's a good chance the Ravens don't make the playoffs.
Right? Oh, for sure.
Because you look, you only have 7 spots. So you have Miami, Buffalo, you have the Steelers, Browns, you have the Titans and Colts, and then you have the Chiefs and probably Raiders. Mm-hmm. Again, I think I already named 8 teams.
Yep.
So
that happening.
Yeah. And luckily for the Ravens, I mean, the Raiders shit the bed really badly.
Well, but the Steelers are going to win that game. I mean, how can they not?
Yeah.
So
that's true. So.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, and just to throw in something quickly here, hats off to our girl, Sarah Fuller.
Yep.
Got to kick a squib for Vanderbilt.
Yep.
In that I guess she's not the first woman to play college football, but she's the first in the Power 5, I think.
Correct.
To get to do that.
Yeah.
She was named special teams player of the week. So I think that's cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
I just wish she got to kick since she was on such a cool team. I mean, that's why Derek Mason got fired after that game.
Right. I mean, they didn't even get close enough for a field goal try.
I know.
Come on.
Bad for all that. I mean,
Yeah, but no, I'm with you. Let's do more of that. Right. Why not? Why the hell not? Yes.
And one weird thing for me, the Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr. exhibition fight. Tyson looked in shape, man. I think he could actually beat some of these modern heavyweights. But then he comes out today and says he was smoking dope during the whole thing. It's like, what? What are you doing, Bubba? So, anyhow.
And that's your boxing update on sports and other stuff. Yeah.
Just strangeness.
Yeah. Well, you're
at 54, if he gets a shot at a title, would that not just be crazy? I mean, it would just be the craziest thing ever. Because Foreman came back at 45, but, let's be honest, Foreman was just this mound of muscle, and he snuck one of those grills into his right glove, and that's how he won that championship there.
Plus, he was fat out. He's just funny.
Well, I'm not the biggest boxing connoisseur, but I think like the best old boxer, at least I guess during our lifetimes, maybe there's old school boxer we don't know about.
John O'Sullivan.
Bernard Hopkins, I think, boxed at a fairly high level up until his late 40s. I may think early 50s, but I don't think Mike Tyson had the rigorous work
ethic,
that Bernard Hopkins had. So I doubt that's going to happen.
Well, as we segue forward to college basketball on our program in the weeks ahead, U of L beat Seton Hall by 1 point, and then UK loses to the Richmond Spiders. Not supposed to happen, gentlemen.
Yeah, well, but this is U of L
Crazy
or
year.
UK's mode. They start out with a loss like who'd they lose to? Evansville last year?
Yep, Evansville, right. And then, of course, famously Gardner Hill or Gardner Webb or whoever that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, it's fun.